I felt like I was drowning, 25K in debt, with only $200 in my bank account. I was falling apart. I started noticing this trend happening with all these short-form content creators. What were their secrets? I felt like I was running out of options. Another video blows up and it went somewhat viral. My following just keeps growing. I grew past 10K followers in around 60 days, and my content is just going viral. I'm getting so many messages from people that they love my stuff and how much I'm helping them. They were a huge part of the process to earn my first 6 figures as a business. It's my mission to show this is possible. I blew up my Instagram following within 60 days, and it helped make my business over 6 figures in 2023. But how I got there wasn't exactly how I planned it. Let me explain. I'll be honest with you. I felt like I was drowning, 25K in debt, with only $200 in my bank account, on the edge of giving up, and on top of that, I was about to marry the love of my life, trying to keep it together for my family, but inside, I was falling apart. This wasn't just about my business, it was about my sanity. The pressure was suffocating. I had one last shot before I was gonna throw away the entrepreneurial dream, move back home for a stable life, and just start fresh. I've been a freelance videographer and creative director for the last 8 years in LA, shooting indie artists all the way through A-list celebrities. But I was honestly burnt out. The industry had eaten me alive and spit me out more times than I could count. I hit a ceiling with my income and I just needed to change. I was always creative, but I lacked one major thing. I didn't know anything about business. It was May of 2023 and I had just gone off the high of monetizing a faceless YouTube channel at an attempt to make extra money. Guess what? I actually got monetized within 70 days, but it came with a cost, a huge cost. I had just spent $7,000 of money I didn't have to buy this course because I was sold on the dream of being this digital nomad. Well, I can't consider this course a scam because it actually worked. But on top of being in general debt and reckless with money, the YouTube channel just wasn't making enough to be sustainable. I felt like I was running out of options and I was running on this endless treadmill of struggling to land a client, and when I did land them, the money would be gone by the time it hit my account because my debt interest was so bad and I was just trying to meet minimum payments. Well, one night as I was doom scrolling on Instagram, I started noticing this trend happening with all these short form content creators. All these film guys in my niche were blowing up, but it wasn't like gradual. These guys were going from 0 to 300K in weeks. I was thinking, how is this possible? It didn't make sense. I was thinking, if I can offer that as a service for clients, I could charge high ticket. One problem, I've never done this before. And I didn't want to work for free because I was stuck in my own ego. I had this epiphany and thought that if I just used myself as my own case study, I could use that as leverage to gain clients. I hit the algorithm and started studying these content gurus. What were their secrets? What were they doing? I was using some of the knowledge I had from YouTube automation and comparing all of these similar accounts and studying everything these guys had in common, down to their edits, captions, and even color palettes. At some point, it hit me. It was right there in my face the whole entire time. It was value. All these guys were doing was promoting value. No matter what they were talking about, it had nothing to do with themselves. All value, for free, daily, about things that were super simple too, like editing tips, about how to change the volume of a clip, or how to export for social media. I realized that I've known this stuff, but the average person getting into editing wouldn't, and there's a lot more of them than there are of me. That moment changed everything. I remember telling my fiance, I'm gonna launch this 60-day content plan to blow my account up, and I'm gonna use that to leverage high-ticket clients. I said, if I don't do this, I'm gonna move us back to my hometown, and I'm gonna give you the stability that you deserve. But just give me till December to give this one last shot. She was down for it. I spent the next month of June just trying to create as much content as possible about the basics of camera and editing. I had my YouTube automation editor edit these down for me so I could continue to move faster. I had spent every last dollar I had making these, and by the time I had 30 reels made, I was ready for launch. July 1st, 2023. I was visiting back home for the 4th with my fiance. I remember just feeling so nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I had 300 followers at the time, and I remember the first video did great. It hit 100 likes and I got a bunch of comments about how they loved the style. I was like, this is great. Next video, no engagement. Next video, no engagement. This happened for about a week. I just kept telling myself, it's fine, it's all gonna work out. 2 weeks goes by and I have one video hit 10K views. I was losing my mind. I was like, this is it. I'm about to blow up. Then it capped out at like 20K views. But I did gain about 100 followers. This did give me hope. Around this time, I started getting leads from prospects wanting to work with me, but it wasn't anything that made sense for the time. Another video blows up and it went somewhat viral. This got me in touch with a potential prospect that reached out to consult with me about some content. This person referred that I work with another big person that was huge in this industry, as they were looking for a videographer for their LA events. Doubtful, I reached out and said, I got referred from a friend and I'm interested to help out with content, and sent over my reel. The crazy part is that they responded relatively fast, asking for my rate and giving me a light scope of the project. I asked them to get on the phone and they just said, send a rate. I was like, I don't know. They don't have time for a call to discuss their goals. I'm good. It didn't feel genuine, so I ignored them. A week later, they reached back and was like, yo, I'm still interested, like, what's good? I'm sitting here like, that was kind of unexpected. So I just sent over a random rate via a proposal that I made up right on the spot. I shot for the stars, you know? They reached back and they were like, I'm game. My first thought is, this has to be a scam. There's just no way it was that easy. It's never that easy. This could go into a whole new video, so for time's sake, I'll keep this more simplistic. Long story short, it ended up being legit, and the first thing this person says to me when we meet is, I love your content. You give off that coach vibe. It's great. I did this first video for them and their team under an insane amount of deliverables that I wasn't nearly prepared for. But myself and a friend of mine that I hired for practically free helped me crush it. I took the majority of the budget that I charged and put it all into editing because I knew it would win them over. I was right. It allowed me to be able to work with them monthly and charge a really comfortable rate from that day on. Realizing that I can hire a full team to get these done with me, that allowed me to buy back a lot of my time and work on my own personal content. They were a huge part of the process to earn my first 6 figures as a business. The whole time this is happening, my following just keeps growing. I grew past 10K followers in around 60 days and my content is just going viral. I'm getting so many messages from people that they love my stuff and how much I'm helping them. You know, this was happening throughout the second half of 2023. Things seemed to just be going insane. I launched my first digital products and I launched an email list just giving entrepreneurial tips as well as editing and camera hacks. There was an issue though, a big issue. I was barely converting. Even to this day, it's very hard for them to convert. Well, I learned the hard way that transitioning from free to monetized is challenging. I've essentially conditioned my audience to expect free content, making conversions difficult. The lesson here is clear. Start monetizing your audience early, but do it alongside providing valuable content, showcasing my life and experience in hopes that it will resonate with some of you. Actually building a personal brand to connect with you guys and honestly relearn everything I know about content creation and personal brand from the ground up in real time. I say all of this to say that this time will be different. I'll be documenting the journey on growing my YouTube following from 0 to monetized within 60 days and learning how to properly create personal brand. I'll be giving away all of my mindset hacks that got me through this journey, social media growth hacks, editing, and videography tips to level you up and help you go full-time in the space. It's my mission to show this is possible. The thing is that I changed my life within 60 days on Instagram. I'm no special person, but I realized a long time ago, I'm addicted to getting results. You can have any sort of life you want if you simply envision and put in the effort. Anything you want is on the other side of fear and rejection. None of this is gonna come easy. It's gonna be a grind, but that's why I'll be here. I'm gonna be a mentor and guide on how to take this to the next level.